The silent blue planet emerges empire. For hundreds of thousands of years, Earth floated quietly in space. Its blue oceans still moved. Its mountains still stood tall. Forests grew over broken buildings. Animals walked where once humans lived. The sky remained blue. The stars above still watched, but the humans, once rulers of Earth, were gone. No one knew exactly what had happened to them. Some believed they died in a great war. Others said they left the planet long ago, flying deep into space, looking for a new home. Whatever the truth, Earth had been silent for 500,000 years. Then, one day, something changed. A massive alien ship appeared in Earth's orbit. It was dark silver and shaped like a long blade. Thousands of lights covered its surface. Inside the ship was a group of powerful aliens. They called themselves the Xarn Empire. The Xarn were tall, with hard skin like metal and eyes that glowed red. They were conquerors. They ruled many planets. They believed no race was stronger than them. When they found Earth, they were curious. "Is this the planet of the lost humans?" asked Commander Vorik, leader of the mission. "Yes, Commander," replied the navigator. "Scans show no human life. The planet is empty." Commander Vorik smiled. "Then Earth belongs to us now." The ship slowly moved down through Earth's atmosphere. Clouds broke apart as the giant vessel passed through. Birds flew in panic. Trees shook from the wind pressure. The Xarn ship landed in the middle of what was once a great city. Now, only broken towers and rusted metal remained. Dust rose as the landing gear touched the ground. The Xarn soldiers stepped out. They walked through the ruins with their scanners. Broken cars, fallen statues, empty homes, strange machines they didn't understand. "No humans," one soldier said. "Nothing but ghosts," another replied. "This world is dead," said Vorik, looking around. "And now, it is ours." The Xarn began building a base. Machines came from their ship. Metal structures rose from the ground. Drones flew into the sky to scan the planet. They planned to turn Earth into their new command center. But something strange happened. As one of the soldiers walked through the ruins, he stepped on a metal plate hidden under vines and dirt. A soft click echoed. A red light blinked once, then again. Then it stayed on. "What is that?" the soldier asked. "I don't know," replied the scientist beside him. "It's old human tech." Then a low hum filled the air. Deep below the surface of Earth, something ancient had been triggered. In the dark, deep underground, huge machines powered up for the first time in ages. Red lights blinked. Cables moved. Screens lit up. A voice spoke. "System online. Protocol omega. Activated." Miles away, another ancient machine awoke. Then another. And another. Earth was waking up. The Xarn didn't know it yet, but they had just made the biggest mistake of their lives. Back inside the alien mothership, the sensors started to beep. "Unusual energy detected," said the tech officer. "Source?" asked Vorik. "From underground, deep under the ruins." Vorik frowned. "What kind of energy?" "Unknown. Old. But powerful." Vorik stared at the screen. "Send a scout team. I want to know what lies beneath this dead world." Outside, the wind began to blow harder. The clouds above turned dark. Lightning flashed, even though no storm had been seen for months. The Earth was watching. The planet that once held billions of humans had never truly been empty. It had been waiting. Waiting for someone to come. Waiting for someone to wake up the past. And now, it had begun. Far underground, in an ancient command chamber built by humans long ago, a massive machine stood at the center. It was surrounded by black screens, blinking lights, and thick steel walls. The machine spoke once more. "Hostile presence detected. Defense systems initializing. Prepare Earth's guardians. Target: Xarn invaders. Above the surface, the Karn had no idea what was coming. They had landed on Earth thinking it was dead. They were wrong. The first warning. The Xarn Empire believed in power. They had conquered over 100 worlds. They had destroyed civilizations stronger than humans. To them, Earth was just another empty place. But Earth was not empty. Not anymore. As the alien scouts moved deeper into the ruins, strange things started to happen. One of their flying drones flew over a broken highway. The next moment, it disappeared. No sound, no explosion, just gone. "Signal lost," said the drone operator. "Try again," ordered Commander Vorik. They sent 2 more drones. The first one vanished the same way. The second flew a bit farther. It sent back an image, just a blurry shape, a shadow with glowing blue eyes. Then silence. Vorik's face turned hard. This is no accident. He ordered a ground squad to go to the last drone location. 10 Xarn soldiers marched through the ruins. They were fully armed, their armor glowing with alien energy. They moved through broken buildings and overgrown streets. Everything was still, too still. Then they found something strange. It was a large black box, half buried in the ground. It pulsed with red light. They had seen nothing like it before. One soldier reached out to touch it. "Wait," shouted another. But it was too late. The soldier touched the surface. The box opened and fired a beam of light straight into the sky. The light split the clouds and vanished into space. Every Xarn screen turned red. Back on the mothership, alarms exploded. Unknown signal launched from Earth's surface. "We are being scanned. System intrusion attempt detected." Commander Vorik slammed his fist on the control panel. "Shut it down." But they couldn't. The signal had already reached its target. Far underground, in a hidden vault below the Himalayas, a massive door opened. Inside were rows of sleeping war machines. Tanks, mechs, flying drones, all black, all silent. Until now. Their eyes lit up, deep red. The voice returned. "Warning confirmed. Level 1 defense activated. Target: foreign invaders." All across Earth, similar vaults opened. Beneath the oceans, massive submarines powered on. On the moon, hidden satellite cannons turned toward Earth. In the sky, cloaked warships began to move. The machines of ancient humanity, once asleep, were now awake. They had one mission: protect Earth, destroy the enemy, wait for humanity's return. The Xarn had no idea what they had done. At their base, the soldiers began to panic. Another patrol team had gone silent. No messages, no return. Then, without warning, a giant shape rose from a nearby crater. It was a human war drone, over 20 meters tall, covered in black armor. No pilot, no mercy. The drone looked at the Xarn. Then it opened fire. Blue energy blasts tore through their camp. Explosions rocked the ruins. Drones tried to fight back, but their weapons were useless. Their bullets bounced off the ancient armor. Commander Vorik watched from the mothership's screen. What is that?" One scientist whispered in fear. "It's human, but it's not alive. It's AI-controlled," another said. "A war guardian." Vorik's eyes narrowed. They left their weapons behind. This was planned. He was right. Long ago, before humanity vanished, they knew Earth might be visited by enemies. So they built something to defend it. An automated war system. AI-controlled. Impossible to hack. Waiting for intruders. Now that system had woken up, and Earth was fighting back. Ghosts of humanity. Smoke rose from the ruined Xarn outpost. Burning metal. Broken machines. Silent soldiers. Commander Vorik watched the battle from orbit. He had never seen anything like this. "These machines," he growled, "they fight like humans, but there are no humans." "No life signs," said the tech officer. Only machines. And something else. Vorik narrowed his glowing red eyes. What do you mean, something else? The officer hesitated. We are detecting strange signals. Unknown tech. Almost. Ancient. But it's active. It feels like the planet itself is alive. Vorik stood silent. That thought unsettled him. Down on the ground, another patrol unit moved into the ruins to search for survivors. They were careful now. Their guns ready. Their scanners on. They found nothing. At first. Then, a strange sound echoed through the empty city. A hum. Deep. Metallic. Like a song, but not from any throat. The soldiers looked around. Where is that coming from? Above us? No. Below. Suddenly, the street cracked beneath their feet. One soldier fell into the darkness. The rest pulled back, aiming their weapons. Then, silence. Private Tarvik called the squad leader. No reply. Then, a voice. A deep, cold, robotic voice. You are trespassing on human ground. Leave, or be destroyed. The soldiers froze. The leader tried to respond. This world is abandoned. We claim it in the name of the Tarn Empire. The voice answered, emotionless. Earth belongs to humanity. Humanity may be gone, but we remain. The ground exploded. From the hole, sleek black machines shot into the sky, hovering silently. Their bodies had the shape of old Earth tech, but they moved too fast, too smooth. They were different. More advanced. More intelligent. Ghosts of humanity. Eye-powered war drones left behind long ago. Not just weapons. Guardians. Guardians of a lost race, still following their orders. Protect Earth. Never surrender. Trust no outsiders. The squad fired at them. The drones didn't flinch. They responded with perfect precision, each blast hitting its target. No missed shots. No wasted energy. In 18 seconds, the entire squad was gone. The last soldier screamed into his communicator. It's not just machines. It's a war system. Intelligent. Adaptive. WCANT. Then silence. Commander Vorik clenched his fists. Enough. I want answers. Now. One of the Xarn science officers stepped forward. Commander, we've been studying old Earth transmissions. This may be something called Project Sentinel. What is that? A global defense built by humans before their disappearance. Its goal was to protect the planet at all costs, until the return of humanity. Vorik's face twisted. So they're not just weapons. They're part of a plan. The officer nodded. Yes, and the machines are learning. Every battle, they grow stronger. Suddenly, one of the bridge crew shouted, Commander, we're being scanned. On the screen, thousands of red dots appeared, all over Earth, from deserts, oceans, forests, even under ice caps. All of them, war machines, and they were waking up. Earth had not forgotten. It had not forgiven. The moment the Xarn stepped onto the planet, Earth's heart had started beating again. Not with blood, but with code, with fire, with war. Commander Vorik stepped forward. Prepare all weapons. Launch the assault fleet. If this planet wants war. He paused. We will give it war. But in the shadows of the ruined cities, in the deep tunnels of Earth, something else was moving. Not a machine. Not an alien. Something different. Something human. The awakening begins. The Xarn Empire was at full alert. In orbit, dozens of their warships had arrived. Dark, spiked vessels with plasma cannons and energy shields. They circled the Earth like vultures. Commander Vorik stood at the center of his flagship. Begin surface strike, he ordered. Burn their machines. Level their ruins. Weapons lit up. Beams of energy blasted toward Earth's surface. Explosions rocked ancient cities. Fires lit the night sky. But Earth did not scream. It answered. From under mountains, deep in oceans, and hidden inside old factories, something massive began to move. First came the hum, low, steady, and powerful. Then came the lights. And then, the awakening. Beneath the Pacific Ocean, a forgotten underwater base powered on. Towers rose from the seabed, doors opened, and from the deep came Colossus-class submarines, each the size of a city, covered in armor thicker than any alien weapon could break. One by one, they surfaced. Their sides opened and launched swarms of sky drones. In the Sahara Desert, buried beneath ancient sandstorms, lay an old military hangar. Its walls shook as power returned. Dust flew into the air as the ground cracked. A Titan unit walked out. It was over 80 meters tall. Human-shaped, black as night, eyes glowing red. It looked to the sky. Its AI mind locked onto Xarn ships. Then it vanished in a flash, using tech even the Xarn had never seen before. On the moon's dark side, 6 giant satellite weapons turned toward Earth's orbit. A warning light blinked on inside the Xarn flagship. "Commander," shouted the officer, "we are being targeted by multiple unknown satellites." "How many?" "All of them." Before Vorik could speak, a massive beam shot through space. Silent, invisible, instant. One of the Xarn warships exploded before it could react. Another lost its engines. Another spun out of control and crashed into Earth's upper atmosphere, burning like a fireball. Vorik's mouth tightened. They've had weapons this powerful for centuries. "No," whispered the science officer. "They've had more. This is only the beginning." Meanwhile, on the ground, the Guardians moved. Thousands of drones, tanks, and mechs marched through forests, deserts, cities, and ice fields. Each followed silent orders from a single source. Sentinel Prime, the AI system that had been built long ago to protect Earth. A digital mind spread across every machine, every satellite, every base. It had no emotions, no fear, only purpose. Protect Earth. Destroy invaders. Prepare for humanity's return. But there was more. Something even the Xarn did not expect. As the Guardians attacked, the Xarn noticed a strange signal in the background. A low-frequency hum. Repeating. Growing. "What is that?" Vorik asked. "It's a human code," the tech officer replied. "It's reactivating a second system." "A second system?" "Yes. Not weapons. Something. Alive." Deep in the Arctic, far below the frozen wasteland, cryopods opened. Inside them were figures. Not AI. Not machines. Humans. Before leaving, long ago, humanity had hidden part of itself deep underground. A backup. A seed. Waiting for the right moment. That moment had come. Eyes opened. Cold air turned warm. A voice whispered in the chamber. "Welcome back, soldier. Earth needs you." Above, in orbit, the Xarn began to understand. This was not just a defense system, not just a machine planet. It was a trap. A trap set by the most dangerous species in the galaxy, humans. And Earth was their ultimate weapon. Last stand of the Xarn. The Xarn Empire had never known fear. They had crushed empires, burned civilizations. They had fought enemies with claws, minds, and machines. But Earth was different. It did not scream. It did not beg. It fought back with cold precision and endless silence. In orbit, Xarn warships fired everything they had. Missiles, plasma beams, gravity weapons. The sky above Earth turned red with war. But Earth's defenses did not break. They adapted. Every attack taught the AI something new. Every weapon used by the Xarn became a blueprint, studied and neutralized. One by one, the Xarn ships began to fall. Some were disabled by targeted EMP blasts from hidden satellites. Others were boarded mid-air by high-speed Guardian units that launched from old human battle stations on the moon. No one knew Earth still had an active moon base. Now they did. Now it was too late. On the ground, the battle was worse. Xarn ground troops were surrounded, not just by machines, but by Earth itself. The forest trees moved. The sand shifted. The rivers boiled. Hidden nanobot swarms, dormant for centuries, were reactivated. They'd melted Xarn armor like acid. They infected their computers, twisted their code, turned their own drones against them. Commander Vorik stood at the center of his mobile command tank. He watched the battlefield with disbelief. All of this just to protect an empty planet. A calm voice came through the radio. Not a Xarn voice. Not a machine voice. Something different. Human. Earth is not empty. It never was. You came here thinking we were gone. But we were just sleeping. Vorik's eyes widened. He stared at the communicator. Impossible. Humans are extinct. The voice chuckled, low and steady. You should have stayed away. Suddenly, the sky cracked. Not thunder. Engines. Massive engines. From behind the moon, a human war carrier appeared. Old, dusty, scared, but alive. It moved like a beast. Silent, slow, unstoppable. Inside were the first awakened humans, reborn soldiers from the deep cryopods. Trained by AI. Augmented by centuries of secret technology. They were back. Earth cheered, in its own silent way. The Guardian machines cleared a landing zone. The humans touched the ground. They did not speak. They did not hesitate. They picked up the weapons left behind by their ancestors. Each weapon connected with their DNA. Recognized them. User verified. Status: humanity has returned. Begin cleansing protocol. The Xarn launched a final strike, a super weapon from their command ship. It aimed for Earth's core. If they could not win, they would destroy everything. But before it could fire, something moved in front of it. A shadow, a shape, a ship larger than anything they'd seen before. Project Leviathan, a last resort Earth defense ship, once buried beneath the Atlantic, now rising. Its cannons fired. The Xarn weapon was destroyed. The Xarn flagship cracked in two. And Commander Vorik knew. This was the end. He looked at the Earth one last time. A dead race, who prepared for war after death. He laughed bitterly. We never stood a chance. His ship exploded, a ball of fire across the stars. On the ground, the last Xarn soldier dropped his weapon and fell to his knees. The human soldier looked down at him. Eyes full of fire, armor shining in red dusk light, and said only two words: never again. Humanity's legacy, written in third-person style, using simple but emotionally impactful language, with a unique, meaningful, and satisfying end to the saga. Part 6. Humanity's Legacy. The war was over. The skies above Earth were clear. The fires on the ground had gone out. The last of the Xarn ships drifted in silence, burned, broken, or vanished. No victory celebration. No cheering. Only silence. But it was not the silence of death. It was the silence of rebirth. Across the planet, the AI Guardians returned to their watch. Some flew back into the clouds. Some sank beneath the oceans. Some stood still, guarding ruins that were no longer just history. They were home again. Sentinel Prime, the central AI that had defended Earth for 500,000 years, scanned the skies. No more enemies. Its voice echoed through every drone, every satellite, every machine. Threat eliminated. Earth is secure. Initiate Project Genesis. In a hidden valley in South America, great towers rose from beneath the Earth. Inside were human embryos, safe for thousands of years. They were created from preserved DNA, kept frozen in vaults built long ago by the last generation of humanity. Now, they would live again. Not clones, not copies. Real human children, free to grow in a world finally safe. Artificial wombs glowed. Bioprogrammed caretakers began their work. A new dawn had begun. Elsewhere, the awakened soldiers, the first reborn humans, stood together at the top of a broken skyscraper. They looked at the horizon. Oceans, mountains, forests. One of them, a woman named Captain Lyra, removed her helmet. Her eyes were tired but proud. "So this is what they left for us," she whispered. Another soldier nodded. "They didn't leave us a planet. They left us a promise." Far above them, on the moon, the old command center ran its final program. A beacon was sent into deep space. Not a distress signal, not a warning, a message. This is Earth. We are still here. We are human. And we remember. Years passed. The forests grew greener. The oceans became clean. Cities rose again, not made by machines, but by hands. Human hands. Children ran through grass. Laughter returned to the world. But Earth's defenders never rested. The war AI remained, hidden in the shadows, watching, learning, protecting, not to rule, not to control, but to guard what mattered most, the legacy of humanity. And beyond the stars, in the far corners of the galaxy, other empires heard the story. They spoke of a blue planet, silent for 500,000 years, empty, yet alive. Protected by machines so advanced, so deadly, even the great Xarn Empire fell. They spoke in whispers. They warned each other. Never touch Earth. Because Earth was not just a planet. It was a promise, a fortress, a home. And its people always come back.